crazy crypto action today. It is Wednesday, April 9th, 3:20 p.m. This is going to be an update on kind of what we were covering and as far as the theory behind kind of the events that are unfolding and how crypto is going to play out going into the blow off top. So if you're new here, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment. Let's get into it. We're going to start off in the Discord today. All right, so here we are. We're in the Discord. If you're not already in it, link in the bio. But basically, let's go back. What's the date? April 9th. Yeah, we were starting to see the collapse of the markets, everything like that. And then we saw the capitulation or fake breakdown to reversal. And then the talks about the Black Monday a couple days ago. But I had put out this video, Crypto Black Monday turns to the grand reversal turnaround. And these are kind of the charts we're going to get updated on, what I was covering in there and how this could play out. Then I put some stuff out about XLM and XRP and some massive signals that were flashing there. And then we got into yesterday or 2 days ago, the China setting the stage for a crypto grand reversal. But now we got Donnie, which actually sparked the grand turnaround. So we're going to go into what happened and why markets are pumping across the board today as well too a little bit. So let's start off with Bitcoin. It's currently at $82,356. Last night it was getting a little shaky. We came down to $74,500 and it could have been a moment where it was the make or break for the crypto market. But as I've been saying, I mean, in my opinion, I don't believe like this market has topped just yet. And even if it has, it's not like we're just going to keep sending it down. We've gone down so much for so long. It's not like we're just going to have a waterfall red candle all the way down to, this is where we should end up in the bear market bottom, So there's going to be a lot of chop along the way here. Maybe we pop up, to here, we come back down. But ultimately, this is where I see us having a bear market bottom. And at this point, this is the start of the bear market, right? We're not going to get to the bear market bottom so quickly. If that's the case, there's going to be some action in between there. So, but what I think is about to happen is this. Here's the step-by-step of what I'm thinking is going on here. Step one, le grand reversement. And that is the grand turnaround. And this could be, number one playing out as we speak here. And then leading into the blow off top rally by the end of June. So what happened was, and why we're pumping, was this right here. We have President Donald Trump has announced that he will issue a 90-day pause on tariffs, except for China, which is being raised 125%. But 90 days, folks. We got the countdown clock. So this is obviously has sparked some relief in the market, and at least for 90 days. So 90 days out from now is early July. So that kind of leads into the theory of the grand reversal heading into a blow off top rally by the end of June. And usually we see significant market changes at the 6 month points, 3 month points. And usually June is definitely a month where we see what's it called? Like a reversal or acceleration point. So that leads us to the blowout top rally by the end of June. And we have that 90-day countdown on the tariff extension to kind of breed more validation into that theory. And then number 3 is macro top is in, then exit for the real crash of the century, which will be brutal. And we don't know how that's going to unfold and what's going to cause that by, the latter half of this year. That's the theory at this point in time. So obviously these are markets, they're subject to change. We just got to keep an ear to the streets and the tweets, the chords and the boards to follow it in real time and adapt as we have new information coming in. So, but that is the theory at this point in time. And what we're working on right now is number 1, the grand reversement. So going back to Bitcoin, what do we need to see happen here? We need to see, well, first off, we got the Bitcoin futures gap at 84.5K. So there could be, if we get up to that level, which in my opinion is likely we'll at least head up to there, maybe by the end of today. At that point, we want to heed some caution because the gap will be filled. And then tomorrow we have the big macro data coming out as well too. So maybe how this plays out is we reach up to 84.5K, we fill that futures gap, and then things start to look a little shaky again. Maybe we pull back a bit, leading into the macro data that's going to come out tomorrow morning. And maybe that's something that the market sees favorably. And then we continue our grand reversement. That's how I'm thinking this could play out. But yeah, 84.5K, heed some caution because we got the futures gap. And where do we need to break above to really have more validation that this downtrend in blood is over? I mean, we've already kind of hit the point of where that could be the case. Because as you can see here, we put this trend line coming down. We already hit that. we're actually right at it right now. So that is 82.8K. We have this downward sloping trend line of resistance since late March, right at that level. And then we can put a downward sloping trend line like this right here. And then, okay, yeah, so we have two levels here. 82.8K is the first one. We smash up above that. It's likely we're going to come to this next trend line, which is coinciding with a lot of moving averages, important ones on the 1-day chart. The 200 moving average, 50-day moving average, the EMA ribbon here, likely the pi cycle MA as well too. And that level is around 87K. 87K is where we would need to smash above and hold as support. Likely weekly candle body closes to say, all right, this is it. We're heading into the second step, which is the final blow off top rally by end of June. So that would bring us above the key moving averages, and then it would break us above these downward sloping trend lines. But likely, it's not going to be just a straight line up like that. It's going to be volatile to get to the blow off top. But like, let's say it does something like this. We come out to here, we come back down, we pop up, come down like that. We hold maybe for a week. May starts, we start to go, so that's how it could pan out. And then, and we'll have to obviously watch it for what signals are flashing at that time as well too. Because if we do get up to certain levels and we see some medium to high time frame signals flashing sells, then we got to adapt to that. But that's the case. This is what I'm seeing so far. Yeah. And then we have that 1-day chart with the momentum, bullish divergence, but the momentum is starting to cross up here. MACD starting to flip. If we look at the 12-hour chart, we're crossing up as we speak. And we just really need to get above that zero line to say, all right, we're out of the woods at that point. So that's that. And then breaking above also to that, like 8K, 89K is going to be key, but that will bring us up to another important level in the medium term, which is like 93.5K. We have the 12-hour 200 moving averages there, and that's the 2618 breakout extension as well too, from us breaking above this 80K level. If we were to pull back down, we absolutely need to hold 80K. That's the line in the sand for us. Anything below 80K is like kind of like a capitulation moment, as you can see back here, late February, early March, and then now here in early April. So yeah, those are the levels. If we take a look at the traditional markets, you have the US NAS 100 like with a big green beanstalk today after tapping the belly of the beast. If we look here, yep. So wow, I think we just reversed the whole dump from back last week on the US NAS 100. We're now back above 19,000, and this is definitely a key level where we could get a little hang up, just like kind of where Bitcoin's at as well too. But if we keep smashing up here and we start taking out these levels, like 20,500, we could be heading to a blow off top sooner than, expected, if that's the case, because that would be like a rubber band snap back up. It'd be incredible. But likely, if we keep going here, it could come out like that, come back down, it might take some time, but that's what we're watching there. But yeah, incredible bounce back in the traditional markets as well as for crypto today as well too. If we look at now the crypto drivers, something that we were watching here is this all the way to the right, the alt season pulse chart got rejected by, let me go to a daily chart here, is so far got rejected by that key green zone, the trend line resistance as well too. And now we're seeing us come back down. We need to see us come down to this bottom support trend line, break down, and that will be the start of that blow off top rally for altcoins. If we take a look at the altcoins pump dump chart, we're actually doing what we needed to see, which was, we got rejected up here. Last night, we saw that kind of second move back up to retest that. And now we've seen a swift rejection from there. And now we're coming down so far, breaking this downward sloping support trend line, which is what we want to see. And if we can see this continue to melt down, it's likely we're going to come down all the way to here, retest these lows, and maybe even to the top of the belly of the beast. And this is a massive breakdown, which would lead to a massive breakup in altcoins. So that's what I'm watching there as far as the pump dump chart for others. On the daily chart, we're seeing that momentum or 12-hour rollover now, finally. We look at the bottom of the screen, we have others market cap, and you can see here that we came right back up to where we fell down from this weekend. And now we're at a key level, and we broke up out of this downward sloping resistance trend line that's been holding us down since late March. The start of the grand reversal, it's looking like. So we're seeing this breakdown. We're seeing a 12-hour buy now as well come in too. Very solid signal. And let's see here. Yeah. And yeah, we're at it. We need to break back above 210 billion. And if we can see the daily candle close above there, that would be great. But we want to see, if we come down here on the daily chart, we want to see that momentum start to turn. And we are starting to see it finally, the MACD kind of coming in, TSI kind of hard stopping coming up, but we need a little bit more. And we're seeing that stock RSI come up here too. And if we can see this come up through that 50 line, then it's game on. Looking at, oh, we have a 1 day prepare to buy soon as well too. The last time we seen this signal was back in September of 2024. We didn't see it at all during the latter half of 2024 or at all during this dip in the first quarter of 2025. We just saw it flash April 6th this weekend. And you know, it's looking like maybe this week or by the end of the week, we could see that 1 day buy now come in extremely solid. I mean, the 1 day sell now came in, and where was that? December 9th, right at the top. So this 1 day buy now that comes in, where is it going to come at? Likely right at the bottom to a T. So love to see that. This short-term downward sloping resistance getting taken out. We want to see the body of the candle confirm that and close above. And then where would we go at? Where's our next important level to smash above? It would likely be this downward sloping resistance from all the way at the bull market top, or the top here in December, which if we were to track where that level is, 252 billion. Same spot, hasn't changed. We tested that late March, got rejected, came back down, put in a new low, but we put, let's see, some bullish divergence, no bullish divergence there, or the stock RSI or whatever, but couldn't get above that level, came down, made a new low, retested the same level of where we're at November of 2024, round tripping it. And now we're at a point where if we can break up through here, it's likely we're going to come up, retest that 252 billion again. We smash above that, close daily candle body closes above. That's great. Weekly candle bodies will be even better. And that's going to lead us to the second step of the theory, which is the blow off top rally by the end of June. So positive stuff happening in the charts here, positive signals flashing, and at this moment in time, we got to take it day by day. So much stuff is happening as far as across the board, macro events, this, that, and the other thing. So that's why you want to join the Discord. Link is in the bio for that. But let's see if there was anything else that I wanted to cover. Mainly it was just macro stuff. Yeah, total crypto market cap come back up. No, that we're going to leave it off at that. So yeah, exciting times, exciting times. The link is in the bio for the Discord. I'll see you there, and I'll see you guys in the next video.